This week, our pursuit of luxury takes us to Santa Barbara, California, where we were invited to drive the new Lincoln MKC on the winding roads along the Pacific coast and in the mountains above the city. Upon arrival, we were greeted at the Belmond El Encanto Resort and had a little time to enjoy some of its first-class amenities. That evening, we were treated to cocktails and dinner at the Santa Barbara Art Foundry, where we were introduced to the MKC and got the inside scoop from the designers and engineers who worked on the car. Hi, I'm Harvey Briggs, and I'm the automotive editor at Pursuitist.com. And we've been invited to Santa Barbara, California today to drive the new Lincoln MKC. The MKC is a compact luxury utility vehicle, and it's designed, Lincoln says, to compete with the Audi Q5 and the BMW X3 and other vehicles in that class. Well, is it worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as those great brands? We'll find out when we take it for a drive today. So let's take the Lincoln MKC for a drive here, get it all set up, nicely adjustable, all leather, very comfortable, nice cross stitching here in the door, a lot of neat details that we'll take a look at as we spend the day with this thing. Since this is a Lincoln, I expected it to be quiet and smooth. What I didn't expect was the power. Yeah, that's nice. A little push you back in your seat. Not crazy. So I really like the 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine here. It has a ton of power. The optional 2.3 liter four-cylinder EcoBoost engine produces an impressive 285 horsepower. The people at Ford must really like this engine because they're putting it in the new Mustang. My first impression is I like the way this drives and feels more than the MKZ in terms of just having more of a little more sporting feel to it. It feels more luxurious.
So I don't know if you noticed the wheels on the car last night.
Yep.
It had the 20-inch wheel on it.
Yeah, I saw those.
So that's an optional wheel.
Right.
In my opinion, the car looks so much better with the big wheels on it.
Right. It's a little lower profile tire,
Yep.
Bigger wheel. It's still, even these 19s fill the wheel well, very well. After about 45 minutes driving and gaining insights on the MKC's styling with Lincoln's exterior designer Dylan Blansky, we stopped at the Claremont Lavender Farm for a quick snack and a moment to relax. Then it was on to really focus on the ride and handling. One of the really nice things about the Lincoln MKC is the dual drive modes that are available for you. Right now we have it in drive, the standard, which is more of a comfort mode. The suspension is very comfortable, not too harsh. The ride is smooth. But when you go ahead then and put it into sport mode, here, all of a sudden everything changes. The accelerator becomes more sensitive, so as you push down, the gas comes on quicker. The transmission will shift quicker and stay in a more sporting area in the power band. The steering tightens up and the suspension tightens up, so when you get into tight corners, it doesn't roll. The steering wheel in the MKC is a new design, and it's new for Lincoln. It's leather wrapped, very nice diameter, has all the controls built into it so you can adjust the information on the dashboard, tune the radio, the cruise control, everything's right at your fingertips so you can use it without having to take your eyes off the road. Our next destination was the Olive Hill Farms tasting room in Los Olivos, where we sampled a variety of fresh olive oils and balsamic vinegars before getting back on the road. One of the things that makes me feel good about a brand is when they admit they've made a mistake. And frankly, on the previous version of their center stack, Lincoln used a lot of the haptic touch sliders that were really difficult to operate when you're driving. Now they've gone back to more traditional knobs and buttons for the adjustments, and it's just much easier when you're driving. This is another one of those details that I really love from a technology standpoint. The speedometer shows the speed limit because of the GPS and everything all tied together. In luxury cars, that's important because they typically ride so well. You know,
go fast.
all of a sudden you're going 80 miles an hour. We had a quick stop for an authentic Danish pastry at Berkholm's Bakery in Solvang, then hopped back in the car with lead interior designer Tony Molinari.
Some of the key points of the interior is the architecture, the line work, the surfacing, and then the materials. The two main things I focus with the architecture is pushing the air vents as far outward as possible.
Okay.
Trying to give it more of a wide look because it's a smaller premium utility vehicle.
Right.
So I want to make it seem open and spacious. And then the next big item with the architecture is just the overall how the setup of the cantilevered IP over the console. Because normally with the Lincoln DNA, it's like a flow through.
Right.
Sometimes you have to sit in the car to see how it feels, and when we were doing that, it seemed more cramped, and I wanted more space and more room, kind of so you don't feel constricted in the interior.
Yeah, it would seem like that would really separate the two spaces and close things up.
Then I'm just
almost.
like getting rid of that. I'm opening up the space. These stitch lines were more playful and random because all the line work is so controlled that I don't want it to look just like control free, just super controlled. And when you add in a little bit of randomness, I think it's like kind of like abstract art, and it creates a balance of playfulness and structure. We got all these little kick-ups. You see the snap and all these lines. It's a graphic that's used on the outside of the car and like on the grille and the rear tail lamps, and then we recapture that on the insides. We stopped for lunch at the Santa Barbara Polo Club. Yes, food is always a big part of these trips, but the opportunity to watch world-class polo players compete in an exhibition match rarely is. After we had our fill of great food and entertainment, it was back in the car and up the mountains for more driving to really dig into how this Lincoln is different from the Ford Escape upon which it was based. Yeah, you've done a really good job of differentiating this from the sister brand, which is really important. It feels like you guys are
We're on the right track.
Yeah. I mean, this is light years ahead of the previous generation product where you guys were, where it really just felt like, let's throw some leather in this Ford, put a different badge on it and tweak the grill a little bit. But this is a different shape, it feels different. Everybody understands the idea of sharing architecture and all that, but they have to feel like different cars.
Right, exactly.
And it's not badge engineering anymore, it's brand engineering.
Right.
The MKC price starts at a very reasonable $33,100, but that only gets you the 240 horsepower 2-liter engine and front-wheel drive. The car we drove was the Reserve Edition, which in addition to the 2.3-liter engine, all-wheel drive, and 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, included the continuously controlled damping suspension, bridge-of-weir leather-trimmed heated and cooled front seats, panoramic vista roof, active park assist, blind spot information system, voice-activated navigation system, approach detection, hands-free liftgate, 19-inch wheels and tires, enhanced THX audio, and other features. And our car topped out around $45,000. Well, there you have it. It's been a great day driving the Lincoln MKC in the mountains above Santa Barbara, California. I got to tell you, I am surprised and impressed, and I think it's going to be formidable competition for the other cars in this class. I don't know what to say.